Welcome back to our series. Today, we conclude the Hezekiah collection by exploring Proverbs chapter 29. This chapter represents the final section of Solomonic Proverbs copied by the officials of King Hezekiah nearly 250 years after Solomon's reign. These scribes acted as repositories of culture, ensuring that these ethical and social norms remained an anchor for the nation. This chapter focuses heavily on the responsibilities of leaders, the necessity of correction, and the psychological freedom found in trusting God over the opinions of people. Whoever remains stiff-necked after many rebukes will suddenly be destroyed without remedy. Solomon establishes a primary wisdom test, how one responds to correction. A stiff-necked person is one who stubbornly resists instruction. In the biblical framework, repeated refusal to bend to wisdom leads to a, quote, sudden destruction, where the act-consequence nexus finally catches up to the offender without further opportunity for repentance. In ancient Israel, this referred to social and physical ruin at the city gate. Today, we live in a self-validated culture where correction is often viewed as an attack on personal identity. Solomon warns that constant self-affirmation at the expense of truth leads to professional and personal ruin. When the righteous thrive, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan. By justice, a king gives stability to the land, but one who makes heavy exactions ruins it. If a king judges the poor with equity, his throne will be established forever. Wisdom is the fount of statecraft. Solomon observes that national stability is not a product of power alone, but of righteousness and justice. A tyrannical leader who makes heavy exactions, excessive taxes, or demands causes a loss of agency and suffering among the populace. We often look to policy or technology to stabilize society. Proverbs chapter 29 redirects us to the character worth of those in power, asserting that long-term order is only possible through the equitable treatment of the marginalized. A man who loves wisdom brings joy to his father, but a companion of prostitutes squanders his wealth. A rod and a reprimand impart wisdom, but children left to themselves disgrace their mother. The home is the primary laboratory for spiritual formation. Wisdom training in the home is designed to instill the self-control necessary to protect the cosmic order of the family. Parental discipline is an act of love meant to save a child from a life of idleness and disgrace. Modern parenting often prioritizes self-expression over boundaries. Solomon offers a, quote, healthy corrective, arguing that a lack of discipline leads to a crushed spirit and eventual ruin. The righteous care about justice for the poor, but the wicked have no such concern. The poor and the oppressor have this in common: the Lord gives sight to the eyes of both. Solomon presents a, quote, theological economy. The righteous demonstrate their fear of the Lord by their active concern for the marginalized. Verse 13 serves as a theological equalizer. Both the victim and the victimizer exist under the all-seeing eye of the Creator, who provides the light of existence to all regardless of their social standing. In our digital age, we can easily mute the suffering of the world. Proverbs reminds us that our treatment of the needy is a direct reflection of our covenant-faithful loyalty to God. Fools give full vent to their rage, but the wise bring calm in the end. An angry person stirs up conflict, and a hot-tempered person commits many sins. Wisdom is characterized by a cool spirit of restraint. Giving full vent to anger is labeled as folly because it bypasses reason and results in many sins. The wise person uses their understanding to defuse tension rather than fueling it. Modern culture often encourages us to speak our truth through unfiltered outrage. Solomon offers a, quote, strategic alternative. Emotional intelligence is not a weakness but a skill for living that provides stability in conflict. A person's pride will bring humiliation, but one who is lowly in spirit will obtain honor. Solomon returns to the theme of intrinsic retribution. Pride is a form of reality rejection that inevitably leads to a fall, while humility is the prerequisite for receiving true honor. Honor is a reward bestowed by the community and God, not a status one can manufacture through self-praise. Today's clout-chasing culture rewards aggressive self-promotion. Proverbs warns that this haughty spirit is a highway to disgrace, and that character worth is the only currency with staying power. Fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. Many seek an audience with the ruler, but it is from the Lord that one gets justice. This is the theological anchor of the chapter. Solomon identifies the fear of man, peer pressure, or the obsession with others' opinions, as a snare to the soul. True security and safety are found only in divine dependency, trusting in the Lord's governance rather than human influence. We live in an era of social media validation, where our sense of safety is tied to likes and followers. Solomon offers a spiritual grammar for freedom. Base your identity on the infallible Creator rather than the fickle opinions of rulers. Proverbs chapter 29 tells us that trust in the Lord is the only antidote to the snare of life. It promises that if we choose a teachable spirit over a stiff neck and justice over oppression, our path will be one of life indeed. Which area of your life, your leadership, your anger, or your fear of man, needs the fountain of life today? Subscribe and join us next time as we explore the numerical riddles of Agor in chapter 30.